All right, well, good morning. And my name is Duncan Harris. I'm the owner of Insurance Savings Group and the president of Bakersfield Business Partners. Welcome back to another weekly podcast. Bakersfield Business Partners is a local networking group here in Bakersfield, California. We're a group of business owners and salespeople, and we network. And we really try and help each other grow our businesses through referrals, but also through education and relationships. So we started a podcast, and today we have Marcy Parmley here. Marcy, say hello.
Hi, good morning.
And we're just highlighting all of our members. As I said, well, we think we have the best group in Bakersfield. I know we do. Mm-hmm. So we're highlighting our outstanding members. So anyhow, Marcy, thanks for joining us. And tell me a little bit about yourself before we get started.
Okay, well, I'm a local farmer's insurance agent. My office is located over on Coffee Road here in Bakersfield, California. But as a farmer's agent, of course, we're licensed for the entire state of California. So I do have customers all over California. Been an agent, this is my 20th year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so...
time flies, right?
It does. Yeah. I'm completely surprised, and you know what? It doesn't even feel like it's been that long. And yeah, I just have some great customers and great team. And again, I'm one of the agents that are there every day. You know, get there bright and early before my staff. I have 5 team members, fully licensed, which basically means they have the same insurance license I have. Not required necessarily by farmers or California Insurance Commission, but I require it of my team.
Sure.
Because if I'm on vacation or I'm out of the office or I'm helping another client, I want my customer to get the very same answer from one of my team members as they would from me. So
yeah, well, that's awesome. So tell me about yourself personally. I mean, you're married, you have a couple dogs. I think your kids are grown, a little older.
They
now.
are. My daughter actually runs the competition. She runs a State Farm agency in Washington. She's married, and they have my 18-year-old
I'm
grandson.
sure she learned from the best.
You know what? She started working with me when she was 15 years old. And so she's 32 now. She's got quite a lot of years experience, but she lives up in Washington State. And my son, he's married to his beautiful wife, Tony Marie, and they have 2 kids. And they moved to Wisconsin 2 years ago. So he sells Harley Davidson motorcycles in Wisconsin, and that's where Harley Davidson is founded. He's one of the top salesmen in the state. So
that's awesome.
He does well. Yeah,
that's
we're
awesome.
blessed. So we don't get to see them enough because they both live out of state, but we try to travel at least twice a year to go visit both of them. So
yeah. Well, very cool. So look, you said you've been a farmer's agent for about 20 years. Tell me how you got started. What were you doing before, and kind of what motivated you or prompted you to move into the insurance business?
Well, I was actually managed a PetSmart here in Bakersfield, had the Ming Avenue store, and then moved over to the Oswell store. Had gone to college, I have my MBA. My goal at that time was to move up through the corporate ladder. But my kids were very competitive BMX bicycle racing.
Oh, cool. Okay.
My daughter was a state champion, and races are always on the weekends. And when you work retail, PetSmart at a pet store, you got to work weekends.
You got to work weekends, yeah.
Got to work holidays. And meets were usually on holidays and weekends. So I found myself missing a lot of my kids' events. Luckily, my husband had weekends off so he can go and spend time with them. But I just wanted something that allowed me the freedom to be able to, most important, have weekends off, have holidays off.
Sure.
But I also wanted to be self-employed. And so I just, the way God worked, he had one of my customers out at my BMX track that I owned here in Bakersfield mentioned to me that they were hiring with farmers. And I was thinking Monday through Friday, holidays off.
Sounded
that's
pretty good.
Good, yeah. So met with the district manager and thought, well, this is a good opportunity. It was something completely new, but I was up to the challenge. And honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done. I mean, owning your own business it's challenging. There's a lot of hats you have to wear, but it also allows you the freedom that you can never get as an employee.
Right.
And also, I want to make a lot of money as an employee, and I found out your wages are controlled by somebody else. Obviously you can get your annual raise or commission or bonus or whatever, but when you work for yourself, if you want to make more money, just work harder. You determine your income. And so I like that aspect of it. So it's been very successful. Best thing I ever did.
Cool. So tell me about your agency. You're a farmer's insurance agent. What types of insurance do you offer?
Just about everything.
I know. So probably a lot, but what's maybe the top 3 or 4?
Well, my primary focus is auto and home insurance. That's how we usually get a customer into Farmers. State of California requires you have to have auto insurance. And if you have a mortgage, your mortgage company is going to require that you do that. So that's kind of when someone needs insurance, they reach out to us. We do a lot of marketing, especially with our B&I partners. We've got a lot of referral sources there. But that's sort of the bread and butter of the agency. That's what brings people in. But then we also, of course, focus on life insurance. I think that's the most important insurance you have. And then we will do commercial insurance for small businesses. A lot of my small business clients need bonds, so I'll do bonds. And then work comp insurance. If you own a business, you need your general liability, the work comp.
Right.
We do a lot of landlord policies. There's a lot of investors in Bakersfield. Prices are still very affordable. People from out of town will buy houses, rent them out, flip them. So I insure a lot of those. That's pretty much it. All the insurance.
I know the last couple of years you've also done a little bit of health insurance as well, right?
Correct.
Yeah, they've covered California.
Yeah, I do cover California. I don't do small group insurance. I leave that to you. You're the professional. I do cover California, and which basically is the Obamacare program. It's designed for people who can't get health care through their employer. Maybe they are self-employed. That's usually what I end up getting, a lot of self-employed people. Or they work for a very small company, less than 25 employees, and the company just can't afford to stay in business and provide health care.
Right.
And so what I do is, most of those referrals I get from Cover California. You can actually go to the Cover California website, and there's a link that you can click on to have an agent call you. And because I'm one of the top Cover California agents in the state, I get probably 6 or 7 referrals a day that way. But I also let my customers know that I do it. And I don't do Medicare. I usually refer that over to you. You're the specialist in that.
Yeah, so I mean, I know health insurance isn't your focus, obviously, but it helps you, round out accounts and keep have your clients keep everything in one office, right? So they can have their home and auto with you,
right.
Do a little life insurance. Maybe their son needs health insurance because he's
Correct.
26.
Correct. Right. It helps the customer. And Cover California, it's confusing.
It's very confusing.
Yeah. And most people, you can do it yourself. You can go
Right.
to the website. But if you make a mistake and you collect too much subsidy because you entered something wrong, you're going to owe that back at the end of the year. Or if you answer the questions wrong and don't qualify for subsidy, maybe you should have got it. So I've done, probably almost 1,000 applications now. It takes me about 15 minutes. I just tell people, don't do it yourself. Just call me. Let me help you. There's no charge for me to assist you.
Right.
Even if they've done the application themselves, I have it downloaded into my computer. I review it. I correct it, send them on their way. But once they get established with it, it's pretty easy, just maintaining it. But it's a service that, no one is really doing it. There's not a lot of people helping them. And I will get a lot of referrals from my customers that I helped. They'll send their, grandma, niece, uncle, cousin, coworkers to me. And again, it just takes me a few minutes. I don't mind. And then really the big thing is, once we help them with their health insurance, I hope they'll give us an opportunity to maybe quote their auto and home insurance.
Sure.
And once they get used to coming to us, they like the service we provide. That's one thing that's different. I often get asked, what's the difference between like Geico or Personal Express and Farmers and State Farm? Farmers has insurance agents like myself. I'm not a broker. I can broker out some of my outside business, but as a Farmers agent, I'm a direct writer with Farmers. What that means is, when you have an issue with your policy, rather than calling a 1-800 number, and trust me, I've done that a couple times the last couple weeks. And with the shortage of staff, people are on hold. I personally was on hold 3 hours calling an insurance company. But when they call my office, they talk to my staff. We answer the phone. Okay. It doesn't go to a phone tree. You get a live person to answer as long as our office is open, and we can immediately help them. They're not talking to a stranger in Oklahoma that they've never met before. They're talking to my staff that's right here in Bakersfield, the same people that's been with me for years. And most of the time, we can handle everything over the phone, over email,
right.
By text message. But I do have a brick and mortar building. So if they want to come in and pay their bill, or have us explain some documents that they received, or notarize some forms, or replace a car, pick up an evidence of insurance, we have that actual physical office as well.
Very cool. Very cool. So I know that definitely sets you apart from a lot of your competition. Anything else that you want to talk about? I mean, that's kind of my next question, is what else might set you apart from your, other insurance agents in Bakersfield? Yeah. People have a lot of choice, right? They could call Geico. They can call the cheapest one, the General. They see this stuff on TV.
Or even State Farm and Allstate.
Or State Farm and Allstate,
They have agents as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, the difference is your agent and the agent staff, okay? Because the product, as far as an auto policy or home policy with State Farm and Allstate, is very similar to Farmers. They're all AAA companies. So the product itself is going to be very similar. The claims department itself is going to be very similar. What's going to matter is your agent and their staff. And a couple of things that set us apart. Number one, I'm there every day. I'm there 50 hours a week, which a lot of agents aren't. They have their staff work and they come in for a few hours, but I'm physically there supporting my team, taking care of our agency, taking care of our customers. I try as hard as we can to get all of our customers to do an annual insurance review. I've been doing that for 20 years. I think it is so important. And it's kind of new and unique, because most people they don't do that. They just contact their insurance agent when they need something. But I know life changes and things change and policies change and discounts come and discounts go. And so I like to meet with my clients every year. I want to review all your policies. I'm looking for any discounts that you might qualify for. I'm also going to educate you on new products that might come out, new endorsements that you might not be aware of. For example, a year ago, we rolled out an equipment breakdown endorsement. Something new in the industry, only Farmers has it, and I had to let my customers know. And basically, it's a $36 endorsement, $36 a year that you add on to.
$3 a month.
Yeah, you add it onto your homeowner's policy, and it covers all the equipment that your homeowner's doesn't cover. So your air conditioner goes out, your heater goes out, hot water heater goes out. Big screen TVs. I mean, we've covered a couple of those. Power surge, happens when PG&E turns off electricity. And so it's an extremely affordable endorsement. I think everyone needs to add it. But if you don't respond to my emails, you don't respond to the letters, at least when you come into the office, we're going to point that out. I always tell my customers, I'm not having you come in to sell insurance. I'm having you come in so that I can educate you about what's available, let you decide, give you the best value for your money, and then make sure that you're getting all the discounts you qualify for.
So what's an ideal customer for you, for your agency?
Honestly, someone that has a lot of assets that they need to protect, because insurance, I laugh when I say this, but insurance is a waste of money. Okay.
Okay. Explain that. Explain that statement.
And it is. Okay. Until you have a claim.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right?
When you're paying your auto insurance every single month and you have not gotten into an accident and your car didn't get stolen and no one stole your catalytic converter or your tailgate, like happened to my husband 2 weeks ago, it's kind of a waste of money. But it's there for when you need it. When that happens, then you're exchanging your couple $100s a month for the insurance company to pay you possibly up to $1 million to settle a claim if you have an umbrella. So, that's, so you have to have it. And I don't even remember what the question was. Sorry.
Yeah, no, just what's your ideal customer? So,
Yeah, so my ideal customer.
People with assets.
Yeah, someone with assets that need to protect them. So someone who has a job, has income, has a house.
You're saying all these things are assets.
Yeah.
My income is an asset to me.
Right.
The house I own. Maybe there's a rental properties.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if you were to get into an accident or cause injury to someone, maybe your dog got loose and bit someone at 4th of July or something, you potentially could get sued. If you get sued, then you're going to need the insurance. That's when it's not a waste of money. That's when it's worth its value, dollar per dollar, trade it in for gold. It's valuable to you. But
I feel like that's where having a really good agent really makes a huge difference too. Your clients are calling you.
Right.
You're telling them exactly what the coverage is, and you're helping them navigate that claim and the policy, helping them understand everything. And really, because I've heard you talk to your clients, you're helping them get all the benefits that they've paid for it, that they're
Right. The
entitled
best
to.
value for their money is how we describe it.
Exactly.
We have to know our customers. So our best customer is going to be that person that has those things, especially if they have rental properties.
Right.
Especially if they have toys like dirt bikes and jet skis and motorcycles, because your exposure is so much higher. The chances of you causing injury to someone and being sued are higher. So I need to get to know my customers. And that's why I do that annual review and I fill out a household update with them. Is I can't protect your assets if I don't know what your assets are. But let's have a discussion. Tell me what you have. Tell me about the rental properties. And then I'm going to help you determine how much insurance. Maybe you're okay with just $50,000 liability limits. Okay, but if you own a home, then you probably need probably an umbrella policy. But I can't it's not cookie cutter. It's not everyone needs an umbrella. Everyone needs this. Yeah. It's an individual basis based on what you have. Same thing with life insurance. Almost everyone has life insurance through work. And they don't realize that they need it outside of work. But we've had a couple claims denied because the person got sick. Maybe they had cancer. They took a couple months off to deal with their illness, hoping to go back from work. Maybe they took a leave of absence, but they end up passing away because of that illness. And then they're surprised to find out that their insurance through work doesn't cover it because they took a leave of absence.
Right. They weren't actively at work. Yeah,
exactly. And so we will educate our customers because they don't know that. And we'll say, you know what, take what you have through work. It's great. Get as much as you can. It's group insurance. It's really affordable, but let's get something outside of work. Also, you're going to retire at some point. Okay. And you're going to lose that group insurance. Well, now you're 65 years old, you probably got some health issues, insurance is going to be more expensive.
Sure.
So we have to talk about that. And that's just basically getting to know our customers. We want to be your advisor as far as all things insurance. Call us, bounce things off the wall, keep us updated, let us know about changes. If you get married, often we'll find out on Facebook that one of our customers got engaged. And then my staff will call them and say, I'm assuming you bought a wedding ring, right? Right. Well, we probably need to add that to your homeowner's policy because it's not automatically covered.
Right.
Birth of a baby. Hey, let's set up a college savings plan. Yeah. Let's get some life insurance. Let's get a whole life policy for the kid.
Very cool. So what advice, let me phrase the question two ways. What advice would you give to your clients? Or how about this? What common mistakes or pitfalls do you see people making when they're buying insurance or working with an agent?
Well, and it's not their fault, but I see this all the time.
Right.
People will go online and they'll select that little box and they'll say, oh, if I go this high, my rate goes up. So let me take that box back up to the lowest limit.
Exactly.
And then the rate goes down. And they're focused on the price, how much it is per month, and not focused on what the coverage is. And again, they don't have an insurance license. They're not trained in this.
Exactly.
It's just common to do that. And I see that a lot. The other thing is the mistake they make is going with the lowest insurance company. Okay. They think that all insurance companies are the same. So, if they're used to having farmers and they go to a low-cost insurance company, they're going to think that they're going to have the same coverage. I read those policies. Okay, I know that low-cost insurance policy has a lot of exclusions that our policy doesn't have. And you're not going to read through the 60-page exclusion, document to find it.
Right.
Some of the common things that are not covered on low-cost insurance companies is they typically don't allow permissive use driving, which means only the people named on the policy are covered.
So explain that to me.
So you're out at a wedding.
I own a car. Yeah. Okay.
You're at a wedding. You've had a little bit too much to drink. Your brother's girlfriend hasn't. And she says, you know what? Don't drive. Let me drive you home. And you hand the keys to her and she drives you home. And you get in an accident. Well, that low-cost insurance company is not going to cover it because she's not on the policy.
Right.
With farmers, we consider that a permissive use, meaning you gave her permission.
Right.
We're going to cover it just like you were covered. Another common exclusion on those low-cost insurance policies is they don't cover off-road coverage. Now, my husband has a big Jeep. He rock crawls. That's not what I'm talking about. By the way, Farmers does cover that. But what I'm talking about is you have a truck, you're going to go play in the snow, you're going to go hunting, you throw it into four-wheel drive when you're on a dirt road. Those insurance companies aren't going to cover it the moment you're off that paved road. And if you're in four-wheel drive, they're definitely not covering it. And there's a lot of trucks in Bakersfield, a lot of four-wheel drives.
Right.
And they don't realize that they're not covered. The other one is, which I laugh about, they don't cover what they consider acts of God. Okay, so this could be a windstorm. You've got your brand new BMW parked out front, and there's a big windstorm and a tree falls on it. That's not covered. Hailstorm's not covered. Forest fires not covered. That was a big thing recently. We had those fires up in Lake Isabella, and a lot of people just evacuated because they were told to very quickly. Mm-hmm. They took one vehicle, left the other vehicle there, figured it had full coverage. They were surprised to find out that their insurance company didn't cover the forest fire or the damage to the vehicle because that was an act of God.
Yeah, it's, I'm obviously an insurance agent. I specialize in other things, but people forget when they sign up for this monthly insurance that there's a 150-page exactly. insurance document that comes with your policy, and it literally lists everything that's included, excluded. It's very specific. Right. And I think, with farmers, you won't have this problem, but some of the lower cost insurance companies, they really use this as a tool, the policy, as a way not to pay your claim.
Right.
They'll say, oh, well, we said that, but if you look at the appendix, it says this, and sorry, you're just not covered. And so, yeah,
And that 1-800 number person is not, they don't care. They're never going to see you.
They don't know you.
They're just selling a policy.
They don't care. Right. And so it's hard. I'm 30. How old am I? 36. And I understand what you're saying now. But when I was 26, I was the guy that would just go online and I just need the cheapest rate,
Right.
And so... That's bigger a bigger waste of money than paying a little bit more and actually getting what you need.
Yeah, so. If it doesn't pay out, if you
what's the point?
Yeah, it's pointless. Yes, if you had that policy and you had full coverage and you thought that your car was insured, and a tree fell on it in a windstorm and it was destroyed, and now you find out you have no coverage, that policy was a complete waste of money. All of it. You should have just never even paid it,
right.
Because at least you'd have the money in the pocket. So,
right.
When is it worth its weight in gold? When you have that claim, okay, when it settles it.
So what else is going on in the insurance market? Are there big regulatory changes? I think maybe are there big rate changes that you want to tell people about?
Big rate changes in your auto insurance, and home. Let's talk about auto first.
Is that just for farmers? Is that industry-wide?
Nationwide, industry-wide. And what's going on is the vehicles are getting smarter, mm-hmm. Which means more expensive. 15 years ago, if you rear-ended someone and I had to replace a bumper, it's $2,000-$3,000.
Right.
Okay.
Not a big deal.
Now you rear-end someone and that bumper has backup cameras, lane assist,
radar
automation,
sensors, everything.
Right. All of that. It's $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 to replace a bumper. And so because of that, the claims are going up. And therefore, the prices are going up. Now, yes, the vehicles are safer, so you should get into less accidents. But when you do get into an accident, it's quite a bit more expensive. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have that issue going on. We also have the issue with the catalytic converters being stolen. This is a nationwide thing. And yes, if you have comp and collision on your vehicle, it's covered. But the problem is we can't get the parts. So that may, it might be out in a boat in Long Beach for a couple months. So your car is sitting there and you might have rental car coverage, but your rental car coverage is going to run out after 30 days. Now, if that's your only vehicle, there's just really nothing the insurance companies can do. So that's a big issue. On the flip side, on homeowners insurance, cost of lumber jumped way up. Mm-hmm. And the minimum wages are going up, and a lot of contractors are moving out of California to other states, and so it's harder. We're having to pay more for contractors, so the reconstruction cost on your house is increasing. And I've had that conversation a lot with my customers.
Lumber's quadrupled in price over the last
it went up like 400%.
12 months or something?
Yeah. And remember, your house is framed in lumber.
Yeah.
So, and then a lot of the parts, pieces that you need, copper pipes or whatnot, they might be sourced from another country. So we're having problems getting the supplies. Mm-hmm. So it's taken a little bit longer. So yes, it is normal for your homeowner's insurance to go up, but we are proactive. We follow that. We follow our renewals. When we see that a homeowner's policy might be jumping $100 or so, we reach out to the customer and we say, hey, this is what's going on. The reconstruction cost has gone up. We have to give you more insurance to rebuild your house.
Right.
But let's see if there's some other things that we can do. Maybe if you add earthquake insurance, we can get a discount. Maybe if you add your autos, we can get a discount. So we can, if you reach out to us, we'll help you offset that in another way to kind of make it affordable for you. So it's not a big surprise.
I feel like because we've shared an office. Full disclosure, I shared an office with Marcy for 2 years, and I hear her talking to her customers all the time. And I feel like half of what your job is helping people find those discounts. They call in,
right,
their rate's gone up, or they're looking for something cheaper, and I hear you working that problem. Okay, well, could you do this? Could we add this? Have you done this class online? Have you done this and this?
Right.
And so it's kind of interesting. People, I guess why I'm saying that is people, I think a lot of times they feel, if I call an insurance agent, they're going to sell me something.
Right.
And I feel like half of what you did was trying to bundle and save people money.
Correct.
And that's how you've been able to keep and grow your client base.
Right. And I tell my customers, it doesn't do me any good to raise your insurance rates.
Right.
Okay. I get no benefit from it at all. And you might potentially go leave. And I will tell them, I'm honest with them. I say, I know Farmers is not the cheapest insurance out there. I know you can find cheap insurance. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I've been taking care of you for a really long time, and I've been protecting your assets. And I don't want you to go to a cheap insurance company and then waste your money because they're not going to cover a claim. Let's figure out how we can make this affordable for you. And sometimes we can't, but there's things that you can get rid of. So for example, rental car and towing. Okay. Yeah. That's not catastrophic. If your car breaks down, you can probably, Uber or walk or ride a bike or get a ride to work. But we want to make sure you keep the good liability limits, because if you rear end someone, you're not going to be able to come up with $1 million to cover the lawsuit. Yeah. Let's get rid of the fluff. And let's keep the stuff that's important.
So tell me, you've been an insurance agent for 20 years. You probably work with thousands of people over that time. What's the best part about your job?
I love educating people. I mean, honestly, if I wasn't an insurance agent, I'd be a teacher. But teachers don't make enough money. I know your wife's a teacher. I love her. I'm so glad that she does that. But I mean, they have a bigger heart than I do.
I need to have her on to talk about all the problems teachers are going through right now.
But no, I am a teacher. I'm a teacher at heart. Mm-hmm. So when a customer comes in, they don't understand insurance. Okay, you spend a lot of money on insurance every year. You need to understand what it is. You need to understand what you need and what you don't need. Mm-hmm. I'm the first to tell my customers, you can be insurance poor. Okay, you can spend too much on insurance. For example, I don't insure my cell phone. Okay, I'm not going to pay $12 a month to have insurance on my cell phone. If my cell phone breaks, it's not catastrophic. I mean, I'm out $1,000, but it's not catastrophic. But I've got really good life insurance. I've got really good liability insurance on my auto. I've got the best homeowners policy, because if my house burned down, it would be catastrophic. Mm-hmm. If I caused an accident and someone passed away, it could be catastrophic. So, there's certain insurance products that you don't need, and there's other things that you need. So spend your money wisely.
Yeah, awesome. Totally agree. So let's shift gears here, and we'll kind of close it out. We'll talk about our networking group, Bakersfield Business Partners. So you've been a member for how long? Do you remember?
I'm one of the founding members.
Okay.
Yeah. Second week that we started, I was there.
Very cool. So you've been a member for just about as long as possible, probably over 10 years now.
Yeah, we started in 2008, so this is going on our 14th year.
Awesome. So tell me how being a part of our group has helped your business grow.
It is my number one source of new business referrals. Absolutely. Year after year after year, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in new business I get from, and these are direct referrals. And I know this because I track it, and I track everything. If you don't track it and manage it, then you can't control it, and you're not going to know the response of what you're getting. So I do radio advertisement, I do phone book ads, I do direct mailing, I do Yelp, online ads, Facebook ads. I mean, just tons of things. And I spend thousands of dollars a month. And I found out that Bakersfield Business Partners, number one, is the most affordable option there is.
Right.
Okay, I think it works out to like
$1,000 a year or something.
$10 a week or something is what we figured out. It worked out to. So very, very affordable. And those are my best referrals. Yeah. Someone hearing me on the radio, they might call in. They might see my Yelp ad, but when a Bakersfield business partner refers someone to me, they're giving a testimonial. More than likely, they're already my customer, the business partner, because most everyone in the group has their insurance with me. They've done annual insurance with reviews with me. They've met with my staff, so they know. And whenever they hear someone that has a need that I can feel, they'll give them a little testimonial. Say, hey, this is Marcy. I've been doing business with her for years. Here's where she's located. This is the difference between her and here. This is the amount of money she saved me. They'll just give me a testimonial. And then when I get that referral, it's a much easier sell because the person has already been filled in on me.
There's already some trust built there
Exactly.
too. Their friend or family member trusts Marcy.
Right.
So then they come in and there's already kind of another level of trust there. Yeah.
And those referrals, they're the best referrals. And my business partner doesn't just give them my card. Here, call Marcy and give them a testimony. They will usually call me, email me, text me, and say, hey, I'm sending my brother-in-law to you. This is his needs. This is why I'm sending him to you. That's why I think you can help him. And so I kind of have a little bit of background information. So it's much easier to assist the person if I know what's going on. I can meet their needs. And then, we'll give them a quote. It's obviously up to them whether they want to accept it or not. But we'll educate them, go over it, explain why Farmers is better, why they're getting this value for their money, what my agency has to offer. And then hopefully they make the decision that they want to trust us with their insurance.
Sure. So try and quantify it, maybe not in dollars, but what about like a percentage? Could you estimate maybe what percentage of new business Bakersfield Business Partners represents for your company?
I would say at least 20%.
Yeah,
20 to 25%. And what's nice about it is my business is unique. It's not like I get to sell once and they go away. The person stays with me for years and years and years. So even though I say, I might get probably 50 referrals a year from the group. Those are customers who are now my customers who are going to continue to refer other people to me, and they're going to stay with me year after year. So it's not like I'm selling vacuums. I'm going to sell a vacuum cleaner and they're done once and it. These are my customers now. Once they're in here, there's other product lines. I mean, usually what ends up happening is the mortgage broker will refer someone over to me who's closing escrow on a house and they need homeowners insurance right away. So I'll get that referral from Alan, and then, but now they're my customer. So as time goes on, I'll write their auto insurance and then earthquake insurance and maybe some life insurance and commercial insurance. And it just multiplies from there.
It just kind of builds. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the best ways because we're working together. And one unique thing about Bakersfield Business Partners, we continue to meet. We follow the state law as we had to during the COVID shutdown, but we continue and insisted on having our meetings, whether virtually or in person. And we got back to in person as soon as we were allowed to.
Right.
But we didn't. Everybody in the group had a record year.
Yeah.
And that's unheard of. I've talked to all the other farmers agents in town, and 2020 was a horrible year. 2021 was a horrible year for them, but not for me. It was one of my best years.
Yeah. So just for everyone listening, we did meet virtually throughout the pandemic. There was never a gap in our meetings. We meet weekly. And we keep track, as Marcy said, we track all of the referrals that are given and the closed business that the companies and members receive. And I think, was it 2021 or 2020 was our best year.
2021, correct.
As a group, we did over $1.5 million in closed business. That's actual revenue that went to Marcy's agency or to my office or to our different members, right? So that was incredible.
Right.
It's extremely valuable. And obviously, you've been a member for over 10 years, and so as have I. So awesome. Look, thank you. Just again, we meet weekly, Tuesday morning, 7:30, and we really educate our members on what we do, on how we're better, on how we're set apart from our competition. And then as we're out in the community, we're giving each other referrals. And that's really how we're helping our businesses grow. And then, of course, as you become a member, you start to make friends with people. And that's really kind of the icing on the cake is the relationships and stuff. So,
well, the knowledge that I get from the other members, I mean, I feel that I know insurance very well, but I don't know group insurance.
Right.
I don't know Medicare.
Right.
Okay. I have the license. It's just not something I'm interested in learning. But a lot of times I'll reach out to you. And even yesterday, I had a client come in that we're notarizing something and we had some problems with a refinance. And he was asking me, and I didn't know the answer. I picked up the phone and I called Alan Medeiros, with Agape Mortgage, and I'm like, "Hey, Alan, can you help me out?" And he picked up the phone right away, picked up his cell phone, answered my question. Didn't get any benefit from it. I mean, I asked him if I could refer the person to him, and he said, "No, I'm not doing loan modifications of with his right now, his type." And so, but he gave me the information. I was able to educate my customer, and I mean, and it was wonderful because he needed the help.
Sure.
He was stuck.
Sure.
His wife had passed away, and he needed to get her off the title, and there was just no one to turn to. And so he turned to me. I didn't know the answer, but I knew someone who did know the answer, and I was able to make a phone call and get him that information. So to me, that's extremely valuable.
Sure.
And then at the meetings, when we have our 10-minute presentation every week, 2 members will give their 10-minute presentation. I learned so much.
Yeah.
I learned stuff about their industry that I had no idea, and it makes me better at my job because I'm able to educate my customers and refer them to wonderful quality business partners like yourself.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you, Marcy, for joining us. And if you'd like to come to our group, check out our website. I don't even know what it is, but it's probably BakersfieldBusinessPartners.com. But we meet every Tuesday morning. I know I just said that, right? And then I realized I don't even know what our web address is. But come check us out. We think we're the best group in town, and we think you'll find it that way too. So anyhow, thanks again, Marcy. And until next time, take care.